The following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Backs Call It Like We See It podcast. This is episode 216, and a couple of weeks ago, Jarvis and I did an episode by ourselves, and it was internet gold. So apparently, we're going to run it back and do it again, just the two of us.
It's it's the usual. I figured, at least one of the OGs is here and me, and then you weren't along. You were right along after us, so I guess you were the second OGs group.
Yeah, I'm episode version 1.5. I'm not really version 2, just 1.5. So
yeah, so I mean, it is Thanksgiving week, and I guess people got some turkeys to make, and sure Zach's baking a pie right now or something. So
well, and some of the guys, they may join in later. I believe Chris had a family Thanksgiving tonight, and he's on his way back from that, so he may join us at the end. Who knows? We may have some other people join us at some point, but for right now, it's just the two of us, and we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about, however we want to talk about it.
So great when they don't show up. I don't have to listen to Jim and what he wants to talk about, and we can just do what we want.
So I won't even try to force Jason to talk soccer. I'm not going to do that.
I was waiting for him to say that once I opened that up and said that about Jim, if the word was going to come out of your mouth. And I'm not even going to say the word.
So we've got an OG, one of the original guys here, and we've got a newer guy. I'm newer, I should say me. So let's talk a little bit about out with the old, in with the new in the St. Louis Blues. Deciding to they're going to go hire a new coach. Why? Because he got fired somewhere else and he was available and they jumped on him when they could. He is one of the best coaches in the NHL. And when they had the opportunity to go get him and bring him back to St. Louis, hey, see you, Bannister. We got a new guy in town.
I kind of, I was a real big fan of it. I mean, Armstrong, he's not worried about your feelings. He's not worried about the coach going out the doors feelings. He's worried about doing what's best for the Blues. And I think he felt probably that, hey, this guy's here now. If we don't go get him now, someone else is going to snatch him up. And then what are we going to do? We're going to be stuck with Bannister? No. I mean, they gave him a 5-year deal too. So that says right there what he thought about this guy. And I think he wore a Blues jersey at one point.
He was a Blues coach. I don't know if he was an assistant on the Stanley Cup season, but he was here for a couple of years and in the organization and part of the organization. So
I think he played for the Blues too.
Maybe he did. I don't remember that exactly, but it was like bringing somebody home to be part of the program again. And I think he goes, I had this blue sweatshirt in the back of my closet the whole time.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So he goes, I just had to go pull it out and put it on, and it still fits pretty good. And he's like, it looks good on me. So let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. Because if I did that I'd go back and put on that Crystal City hoodie or a Farmington hoodie or a Perryville hoodie from my first jobs, and that damn thing wouldn't fit. I wouldn't be able to squeeze into it with Vaseline probably. So good
Well,
for him.
Well, good for the Blues, because through at least the first 4 periods of the Montgomery era, they have looked really good.
Yeah, they have.
They looked really good the Monday night in New York, and then scored 3 goals in the first period tonight against New Jersey. They were just jumping.
It's good to see. It's good. We'll see how long that lasts. You usually have that boost when you get a new coach. Hopefully, though, this guy's the guy, and he does some good things. He keeps it going.
Yeah, you just got to be able to find a way to get him to stay or bring back some of that. We lost some mystique after the COVID year. We haven't been missed the playoffs a year or so, 2 years maybe, and we've got to find a way to get back to that, to where consistently the Blues are in the playoffs and giving themselves a chance each year. And they just haven't looked like a very good hockey team the last couple of years. So
No, they haven't. It hasn't been fun as a fan, and at least I know though that Armstrong's trying. Unlike how I feel about the Cardinals, Armstrong's not afraid to go out there. I mean, he proved it by the Edmonton deals, or what? Not Edmonton.
Yeah, the two players that he got offer sheets to Edmonton.
Yeah, and he doesn't care if he steps on some toes to do it.
No, and as contrary, across the Clark Street there, where you've got someone who is staying with the old regime when somebody is available to come home and be the manager, who was a good manager and done some really good things in Skip Schumacher, and won't find a way to bring him in to be part of this organization or let him lead the team.
I think it's pretty simple. So. I'm pretty sure if they went, hey, Skip, we want you to take over from Morale, what do you think? I think they could get it done.
I think Skip would jump at that in a heartbeat.
And I know this is going to sound crazy because it's coming from me, but I don't know that Marmol is a terrible manager. I do not think he's had a great roster either year to really. I mean, this year you're juggling. I don't know, and I don't know.
I've said it for years. I said the problem with this team is not Marmol or Matheny or whoever is managing the team, or Schilt. I mean, Schilt did it in spite of it. It's the front office and decision making at that point. That's the problem with the Cardinals organization, where you don't know what you're getting from the top down. Unlike the Blues and even St. Louis City to an extent, you know what you're getting from the top. They're trying to win, and they've got to go find the pieces to do it. You just have no faith that the front office of the Cardinals are doing what the Blues and City are trying to do, and then going to try to win right now all the time and be competitive with the fan base.
I mean, and how do you think that makes someone like a Mason Wynn feel? You know, you're sitting there, you're going to be one of the premier shortstops in the league, I think, and you're playing for an organization. Doesn't seem like they're really wanting to go after people to make them better. And yeah, they keep, saying the young movement or whatever, but
at some point, Mason Wynn's going to have to sign that big contract after his initial contract. And by going down this path, it really makes him think, do I really want to be part of something like this all the time, or should I go somewhere else, to do that?
And we've said this and we've talked about it. This Cardinals aren't like that destination that everyone wants to go to right now. Now, I think you go across the street over there to the Blues, and I think maybe some free agents wouldn't mind playing for Doug Armstrong, who's going to make moves, and then Jim Montgomery now as your coach. And, before that, Berube. I mean, Armstrong's not afraid to do it, not afraid to do what he needs to do. He fired Berube. He fired the guy that brought a cup to St. Louis. And Berube himself agreed with it. I mean, they had a beer. I mean, it wasn't like, I hate you, get the F out, I mean, it was like, yeah, you're right. It's time. Hey, thanks. It's been good run, you know.
That's a hockey culture, I think, in a sense that you very rarely, or not very, you very rarely find that instance where somebody got fired and is bitter about it. Bannister might be that way now because it just came out of nowhere. But Berube, you could kind of see it coming, and he's like, they're just not listening to my message anymore. So it's time for me to move on and go somewhere else. Coaches don't want to be in a locker room where their message isn't being heard.
And I feel bad for Bannister because this could be a mark on him to further his career now. But Armstrong was pretty adamant that it wasn't like a Bannister deal. It was, hey, we can get Jim Montgomery, one of the best coaches around. We're getting him.
Yeah, you could equate that to somebody at some point, maybe not at now, but if it was like 5 or 6 years ago, somebody at the Dallas Cowboys firing whoever it was, Jason Garrett at the time, to saying just because we have a shot at getting Belichick, we could bring in Belichick. So you can't fault him for doing that.
No, and I just admire Doug Armstrong. I've admired him for several years for the way he just does things, and he's going to pass the torch here soon too, right? So I mean,
I think there was some Alexander Steen fingerprints on this move as well.
I agree, and I think that's a total different situation than what that mess is over there at the Cardinals. You got Mozeliak still. His hands are on that stuff, and I don't like. I just don't like any. I don't like anything the Cardinals are doing right now. So,
no, because Steen, they've it's the transparency of it. The Blues have been way more transparent about their maneuvers and their deals and their expectations of themselves moving forward. The Cardinals have had zero transparency towards that. Are they really gonna do a youth movement, or are they not gonna do a youth movement? Are they gonna trade Arenado, or are they not? Because now there's all kinds of social media grumblings about whether Arenado could move to first base or be traded somewhere, which those types of things. And then it's just crickets from the front office where you don't hear anything about this. Personally, I'd like to see him go ahead. If they're going to do this, go ahead and move Arenado. Save that money, eat it, or eat some of it, but ship it off somewhere else. Let him go do his thing there.
Well, he's not happy. It's very evident. And his play stunk when it comes to hitting. I mean, he was okay. I mean, but just not what you expect out of him. And, I don't know. So I don't know. I just don't agree with what's going on with Mozeliak.
Yeah. So to kind of finish up with what the Blues we were talking about with that one would be, they're still very early in the year. They still have a very good chance at making the playoffs. I don't think we can really judge Montgomery's job until we get to start judging it, I should say, until at least February. When you can kind of see how they've been able to kind of, if they can continue down this path consistently. But it's been really, I like what I've seen so far. They've had better energy and better in better effort in the last 4 periods of hockey than what I saw out of Bannister's teams. So
I agree.
So otherwise, but in the other boat, come February, then we can start. Well, we've got really good Blues hockey. We'll start complaining about the Cardinals at spring training because we won't know who's playing where because they've traded everybody and we don't know who's pitching anywhere. We won't know any of that stuff, but
we do know
exactly
that
where we stand.
We do know that Blake Snell will not be a Cardinal, and as he has become a Dodger. And my son Dylan, I wish he was kind of on here right now because he's like, we're sitting there watching TV, and it comes across the thing the other night. I was sitting here watching TV with him, where I forget what game we were watching. He goes, "Look at the bottom of there." He goes, "The Dodgers got Blake Snell." Like, he goes, if they get Juan Soto, I'm done watching baseball. He said, "I'm done." He said, "I'm done watching baseball." And I thought it was funny.
The starting rotation for the Dodgers next year is just going to be nuts.
Well, they got
With
all them guys coming back too. I mean, what?
Snell, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Robbie Miller,
In their
or is it Bobby
Belcher?
Miller?
I don't know. It's a Miller.
They could have Kershaw possibly could be in the mix if he resigns, because I think his contract's up. So it's insane to see. But
Well, they have several. They got some other guys coming off injury too, and I mean, my gosh, they're going to start. They can maybe get to where they start 2 guys a game. Like, hey, you pitched the first 4, I got the next 4. And bring in the closer.
So, and I shared this in our group chat, but since 2020, the Dodgers have spent $1.6 billion in free agency. $1.6 billion. The second place team is the Yankees at only $1 billion. They have spent $600 million more. It's insane with the Dodgers. And here's the thing, is they're spending that money, but like even the Blake Snell deal, most of it is on the road, correct?
And
he won't see some of that money, because once they get to the end, they're going to keep deferring it. They're going to keep adjusting.
Okay, so how much is deferred because you froze in the middle of that?
I want to say it's close to like 60 million is going to be deferred towards the end, like to after the contract type of thing.
So like a Bobby Bonilla thing.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like a 30-year in perpetuity or 30-year $1 million every 30 years type, or for the next 30 years type of thing. I think this is just, hey, we're gonna say we're signing you for, I don't even know what the contract was, this amount of years for this money, but we're gonna save and hold this stuff towards the end so it doesn't count against the payroll. But once it gets towards the end, then we'll renegotiate and see what we're gonna do with that money down the road. So
they fired the hitting coach. Know. Ron Rhodes said,
"Yeah, they fired him. They got a new one.
They fired the hitting coach."
And actually, I was reading a story that the hitting coach went to, I think, Florida and spent a week and a half already with Jordan Walker, just getting to know him and understand what he needs, and doing the same thing with Mason Wynn and some of these other guys. He's traveling around trying to get to know these guys, during the off season. What is that guy's name?
Who? I don't know. I can't think of the guy's name. I'd have to look it up on my phone real quick.
I'm getting it real quick. It is Brant Brown. He was with the Marlins organization with Schumacher, and Schumacher spoke very highly of him.
He just said his name, Ron.
Well, he's a little slow. He's probably got dial-up internet still.
He got dial-up internet out there, and wherever the heck he's at, Sedalia or South Cotton.
Sedalia, but
whatever.
He comes very highly thought of in baseball circles, more so than just the flash in the pan of what the Alberts and Turner Ward and those guys would be when it comes to philosophies and styles and those types of things. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does with that group, because they talk about people have talked about his ability to.
He says, "I'm in Herky." Hey, it's a good town to be in, Ron. Good town.
Yep. Could have been far worse towns to be in right now.
That's right. Be right there in Herky.
Yeah. He builds relationships with players. He gets the most out of them. Or some of the things that I was reading. So I'm excited to see that.
To me, these guys are professional hitters. I mean, how much is really a hitting coach going to make that much difference? I don't know. Maybe in the helping, and maybe in the scouting of pitchers and things. And I just don't know how much they really affect.
Yeah, the hitting coach is on a day-to-day adjustment type of thing with little things, but mostly they kind of set the organizational philosophy on how to hit, how to teach hitting, those types of things to those lower levels. So we'll see how that pans out. It normally probably takes 2 or 3 years to really see what a hitting coach can do within an organization.
Oh, you mean, yeah. I just hope it's better than our pitching philosophy. Let's pitch to contact, ground balls, blah, blah, blah. Let's not get strikeout guys.
Yeah, well, I think you're seeing that the minor leagues they filled the minor leagues with hard throwing strikeout guys. They don't want to bring them up to the major league level. They want to leave them down another year of seasoning, not start the clock. Guys they started the clock on McGreevy again, so there's no reason why he should not be in the rotation next year.
He has to be in the rotation. They're stupid if he's not.
So they've got a couple of guys. Tink Hence is probably another year away. He'll spend at least half the year at AAA before we even attempt to bring him up, maybe to spot start him for an injury start or something like that. So, but they've got some arms down the road, a year or two away from what I've been reading in the farm system, but there's not a whole lot of depth beyond that. So,
Well,
my real question is, what is Helsley still going to be in the bullpen by spring training? Is Arenado still going to be at third base, or are they going to go full rebuild, or are they just going to go half rebuild? They're going to do it. I'd prefer they go full rebuild and be transparent about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know what they're doing there, and they're not going to be transparent about it.
No, because why give away secrets? Because everybody at the Cardinals are freaking paranoid about something.
Well, because everybody's wanting the Cardinals' secrets because of how much success they've had in the last, couple years.
Unless that secret involves building a time machine to go back to the early teens, I don't know how much help that's going to be. Oh, you know what their secret is go back in time and not fire Mike Schilt. So
yeah,
that would be mine. So
I was not happy about that. I'm not saying that we should have kept Matheny, but I don't know that Matheny being 500. I mean, we look at what our manager's done the last couple of years, and we still have him.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
Well, Marmol did get a third place vote in the Major League Baseball Manager of the Years.
That guy,
I believe was it Keith Law, I think, is the one that gave him a third place vote.
He must have been drunk.
Either that or he was just trying to make sure that his selection for Manager of the Year got it by not trying to muddy the waters. He probably I thought Mike Schilt should have won that. The guy in Milwaukee did a really good job, but I thought Mike Schilt did the most with the Padres team that had a bunch of injuries all year. So, but that was just my thought on it. I don't get a vote, so it doesn't matter really what my thought is.
Well, I thought Atlanta's coach did a pretty good job considering how many injuries they had this year too.
Yeah,
but I don't. I mean, of course, I have a soft spot for Schilt, so I would have rather Schilt gotten it. But
yeah,
it is what it is. And
the going back to the Dodgers part, a lot of talk through sports radio and online and social media worlds was that baseball needs to find a way to go to a salary cap at some point.
They have to do something. I mean, it's out of control.
Well, I don't know that the cap is really the high end is really the problem. I've always thought that they needed more of a floor, because even though you've got the Dodgers that spent $1.6 billion since 2020, the Orioles have only spent $58 million.
In that span?
In that same span. I think the Nationals' payroll next year is only going to be $70 million. That's Ohtani's AAV for one player. They're going to have a 26 or 27 man, roster for that. And the Nationals are only going to spend $70 million, and the Dodgers are going to spend $260 million. So,
yeah. So the Nationals' average salary per player is a little over $3 million, right?
Yeah, somewhere in that area. Yeah, just about little under $3 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then the Dodgers have a player making $3 million an inning practically. So it's so I wonder, you're probably not going to get a salary cap. I think it'd be easier to get a salary floor, which would force teams to start, hey, you got to spend at least 90 million on your roster. But that would also then mean that they're just going to go overpay somebody, which would then wreck the market for other players at that point. But I don't see it. I don't think the Players Association, at the rate it's going, will ever approve a salary cap within their collective bargaining agreement, but because it just means more money. But the gap between the haves and the have-nots is getting massive.
Yes, the gap is crazy, and I mean, just the Dodgers are the ones you got to bring up. And my relatives live in California. I got to go to a Dodgers game. It was cool, man. It was packed, and I get it. They're die hard for their Dodgers, but my gosh, as much as they're spending.
Yeah, four teams have spent at least $1 billion since 2020. It's the Dodgers, the
Yankees, San Diego's got to be pretty.
They are not. San Diego is 10th.
Even though they
spent about 500 million.
I was just saying that I thought they would be, because they really spent a lot of money in the last few years. But who are the other two?
The Phillies, mainly because of the a couple of contracts there, and the Mets. Yeah, so you're looking at LA, New York, and Philadelphia. Yes. And then
New York teams.
Yes. Then it kind of really drops off after that, because it's almost, the Rangers are at 966 million since 2020. The Giants just dropped down to 768 million. So there's a pretty significant drop off from there. The Cardinals are 20th at 283 million. 250 of that million were spent on anybody over 35. So I don't know if that's actually the number. That's just my best guesstimate based on their recent free agent signings. So, because I don't even know who they've really signed free agent wise with big contracts. The Cardinals, at least, because their bigger ones have always been through trades. Their bigger acquisitions, they've always traded. Goldie and Arenado were both trades.
I mean, the last one I could think of is Dexter Fowler. That was really
Contreras. Right? Contreras would be
one. Contreras, yes, but
yeah, and that's big, but that's not even a massive contract.
No,
and I can't think of any of the, last year your big one was Gibson and Lance Lynn, Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray.
So you're not going out and dumping the $500 million on Ohtani. Soto's going to want to get 14. He wants 13 or 14 years on a contract, for an insane amount of money. Which there's only the Dodgers, Yankees, Phillies, Mets, and Rangers can afford that. Really, I don't really know of a team that can afford that. I think they just think they can. Like, they just print their own money.
Man, the Dodgers. Wow.
But
I contributed to it by going to that game and paying those prices for those tickets, I guess. But
yeah. But I'm with Dylan though. If Soto ends up with the Dodgers, I'm probably will stop watching baseball, if only because I can't find it on television anymore anyway. So,
well, and gosh, the Cardinals were terrible to watch. I still watched a lot of games this year, but man, it was hard. No, I will not pay to go to that stadium until I see a significant change in philosophy. Am I going up there and spending my money?
No, I'm with you on that one. They've got to show me that they're really fan-centered. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. I might actually end up going to the stadium this spring, but it'll be when the Savannah Bananas are in town playing. I will go watch that. That's fan-centered. and that'll be fun to watch. But I probably won't go to watch Cardinals baseball. So
I will not unless I get free tickets.
Yeah, I'd get close to that. So, or
if someone close to me got St. Louis Post-Dispatch player or whatever. That's the only time I went recently was because Dilton. I just don't go.
You may end up going this spring too, because I'm sure Jillian might have a shot at it as well.
Yeah, she might. I don't know. She's
how did you get 2 smart kids like that?
2 smart and 3 sport athletes. I don't know. I mean, the athletic part probably came a lot from the Jarvis family, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're
not going to complain. You got it. So
my middle brother Michael's a pretty smart dude. So, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Nope. I've been lucky. I think Weston might be the one that tests me.
It's always the youngest one. So
and hopefully I'll just be mellow. I'm going to be so old, grandpa dad. So, whatever. Well, I think we're at 30 minutes, just me and you. I mean, this is golden TV or whatever you want to call it. Hey, there we go. Crump's in the house. Hopefully one of these other guys join, and I'm sure Chris is driving 100 miles an hour from Des Arc up to Imperial to try to get on, but we'll see.
Yep, we'll see. So, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about when we come back. We don't know just yet. So,
hey, there is an agenda. I just looked at the agenda.
Yeah. We may talk a little high school basketball, but I think we should wait that for everybody comes back. But we'll see what else is on our list of topics. So,
sounds good.
We'll be right back as we pay the bills.
I'm the play-by-play announcer who's in your ear all game long. And the more praise I heap on your team, the more excited you get. Touchdown! Now, you don't hear the upstairs toilet overflowing, and I don't mean with confidence. You wanted a bowl season? You got a bowl season. And if I could show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Cut. All right, next set up.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back to one.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
You need new entertainment. You need full-length content. You need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Health Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling, we've got so much content on there. Gaming, check it out. Live, not live, we've got it all. The Real Fresh channel, subscribe today.
welcome back to segment number 2 of the Coach's Box, Call It Like We See It podcast. If you're just now finding us on Facebook, and it's a shame that you're just now finding us because we've been around for a while, and this is internet gold is what I like to call it. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, the X. So subscribe, share, like, and comment, all those things. And just to be part of the fun, our free fun that we like to have. So, Jason, I did a little research while during our commercial break, and I looked something up. The Dodgers have almost $1 billion in deferred contracts going into next year, but even before Blake Snell. I was just looking this math up because all these big free agent signings that they've had, they've deferred large portions of the contract. Mookie Betts has over $115 million deferred. Freddie Freeman has $57 million deferred. Will Smith, their catcher, is $50. Shohei Ohtani is $680 million deferred. So even before Blake Snell signed his contract, the Dodgers already have deferred off over $900 million worth of contracts. It's sick and disgusting, and I don't want to talk about it anymore because because it's not even real. They're just saying they're paying these guys this much, and then eventually they're not going to pay them. So
it's insane to me.
Yep. All right. What do you think we got on the docket for segment number 2?
The docket. That's stupid.
The dossier.
The dossier, as they say on it. I swear they say it too many times. Gosh, I never thought I'd be asking to hear Randy Carragher back. Like, I like Randy Carragher, but sometimes he is kind of pompous about how much he knows. But this TMA and I'm sorry, Martin Kilcorn or whatever. He's god awful. He's terrible.
It's for those that are not from the St. Louis area. It's 101 ESPN Radio's morning host. It's the only sports radio network in town. And they had a decent morning show that had a lot of viewers, but they made a lot of money, so they ended up firing all of that morning show and bringing in a separate one that would cost them less money, and you get what you pay for. It's not very good. So, but
yeah, it's just not. I was looking at all the stuff we said, and something I was interested in is Daniel Jones signing with the Vikings. The Daniel Jones and just the Giants' whole organizational makeup right now is just fascinating to me because I did actually enjoy them on Hard Knocks, and gosh, how stupid do they look, though. You don't sign Saquon. You bank on Daniel Jones as your quarterback. You draft one of the most exciting receivers out of the draft in Neighbors, and then you, not only that, you skip over your backup quarterback and go to the third stringer to be the starter. The Giants organization, man.
Well, and so I don't know, did something happen? Because I stopped paying attention to the Giants organization on game day because they're not very good. Drew Lock may start this weekend. Did Tommy DeVito get hurt this weekend?
Well, I know that Locke played a little bit this past weekend, so I don't know if he got hurt or not. Terrible research. I didn't do it on Tommy DeVito.
Why research the Giants? Because your research is going to show up that it's a complete dumpster fire of an organization. I'll say this. As someone who's been upset with the Cardinals as a big Cardinals fan, at least we're not the Giants organization. So I will say that.
I'm looking it up right now. It says source, Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito, long shot to play.
Yeah, I think he got hurt.
Cut a forearm injury.
Yeah. Now their offensive line is horrible. They paid no attention to it.
So
But
Drew Lock is in line to make his first start this season for the Giants. His backup is Tim Boyle. DeVito is officially listed as questionable and listed as not participating in Wednesday's walkthrough. So it looks like DeVito took several big hits in Sunday's 30-7 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he was making his first start since they released Daniel Jones. And
how many teams do you think probably threw an offer at Daniel Jones after he got released and cleared waivers?
I'm sure it's more than one.
Two were the ones that came out, but I'm sure there were more that at least inquired about it. I think this was best case scenario for Daniel Jones because he's going to a place with a head coach in O'Connell that resurrected Darnold's career and made him to be a pretty damn good quarterback. And now he gets to go kind of doesn't have the pressure of having to play. He's going to go be the backup behind Sam Darnold, and he's going to learn from this guy.
And if he does have to play, you're stepping into a good situation. You got one of the best receivers, if not the most dynamic, one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. You're on a winning team. I mean, it's better than being in New York.
Yeah, well, I think we've learned that this year with a couple other quarterbacks that we talked about a couple of shows ago, whether it be Baker Mayfield down in Tampa or Sam Darnold or Geno Smith up in Seattle. Sometimes it's not that the quarterback's awful. It's just that the situation is completely horrible for that particular player. And I think that was the case. I don't know. If I were Drew Lock, I would fake an injury and not want to play there because God knows what would happen to you as a quarterback trying to move forward. But it is a chance to play in the NFL, so you do that so you can you don't try to get out of it. But if I'm Daniel Jones is like, I'm leaving the Giants and I get to go to a team that's going to go to the playoffs and maybe be the 3 seed and get a bye and haven't never sniffed that. And I just get to go see what it's like to be part of an organization that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Was it you that you thought they were going to move him to D-back?
Because like the joke. Yeah. The running joke was that the Vikings signed him and planned to moving him to defensive back since he had 40 plus interceptions in the last few years. So, but I don't know. I'm kind of interested now to see what he looks like when he does get a chance to play and moving forward, maybe not this year, but next year. Cause you got to think Sam Darnold's going to get some looks to go somewhere else. Cause this is still going to be JJ McCarthy's team next year when he comes back.
Yes.
But what
the
is
way
if he gets a chance to play,
what is starved league.
Yeah.
And Donald's going to go somewhere. All right. I mean, I would think someone's going to take a chance on him.
You've got plenty of teams that don't have a quarterback that they can rely on. Tennessee, New Orleans. Someone's going to go. A couple of those are just two to name.
The Raiders.
The Raiders, yes. It pays to sometimes now, and Sam Darnold is this. Sometimes it's okay to go be the backup somewhere because you are literally one practice play away from getting your chance to be a starter.
And especially to go to a good team to be the backup because, they get hurt. You're sprung into action and you're surrounded by a bunch of good players. It's going to make, it makes you look good. I mean, coaches look good when they have a lot of good players, right? I mean, yeah, it helps.
It certainly helps. And I'm intrigued to see what Daniel Jones can do when given an opportunity in a different situation. I would be the same way with a lot of quarterbacks. What would Bryce Young look like in a different situation? What would Caleb Williams look like in Washington or in a better situation? Because you got to think would every quarterback be successful under center with the Chiefs, or is it just Patrick Mahomes? They wouldn't be the same kind of successful, but would they be successful?
We'll say they look pretty even though they only won by 3 this week. I did enjoy watching the way he used his tight ends this week, and the other tight end was pretty. He's been picking up a little steam lately. I wish I had him on my fantasy instead of Kelsey, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have to be a mobile quarterback to play for Kansas City right now. I mean, their line's not the greatest. I don't think it's New York Giants or some of these other teams bad, but yeah. Who is their backup? Is their backup Gabbert still? Who is the backup? Yeah, it is Gabbert, right?
Blaine Gabbert, yes.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert's made a lot of money. Chase
there
Daniels
are several Mizzou quarterbacks that
made a lot of money as a backup. I mean, Drew Lock's trying to hold on and make a lot of money as a backup. You look at Mizzou quarterbacks. Brad Smith, now he ended up playing receiver and everything else, but he made quite a bit of decent money there in the NFL. And they were talking about, well, I might as well. We're talking about what we want. I mean, they were talking about Cook and how he probably won't land anywhere. He'll be a free agent pickup somewhere and get a chance, but I don't know that he'll stick around in the NFL.
I wonder. I think somebody's going to give him a chance to be. I think he's going to get picked. It's going to be a 5th, 6th round type of thing. I think he's probably got. I think he's shown some things as a game manager that I think somebody will pick him up as. He'll be a camp arm for a while because at least
he's gonna go to a camp, no doubt.
But
I don't know. I don't know if he'll get drafted or not. I don't know.
There's all kinds of names that you look at when you hear them. Oh, that guy's the backup. And he got a chance to play. That so you never really can tell whether some of these quarterbacks are going to get. It depends on which situation they go to, and maybe being an undrafted free agent is a better situation, especially as a quarterback, because then in many instances you get to pick where you want to go and get that situation, and you know that ahead of time. So I'll be interested to see that. Who knows? Maybe Brady Cook will be the quarterback of the Battle Hawks in a couple of years. Here at town,
that was an interesting situation with AJ McCarron, huh?
Yeah, that was another. That's quarterback play around here is when you say quarterback starved. Maybe Daniel Jones is set to be the quarterback for the Battle Hawks in the spring. So it still would be the best quarterback in the UFL, maybe behind McCarron, wherever he ends up at, because he apparently is going to stay in the UFL somewhere and play.
Yeah, he preferably, it sounds like he wants to play in the same division as the
he wants to
Battle Hawks.
One place where we play him twice.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But any other interesting things that you saw from the NFL this past weekend?
Trying to think. I mean, I'll tell you what I've been impressed with is since Tua's been back from injury, the Dolphins, man.
Yeah,
they haven't looked
offensively.
They're
still good.
Yeah.
I think they go. I think they're in for a world of hurt this year. I think aren't they going to Green Bay this week?
Maybe, I don't know.
In the snow.
Yeah, that'll be rough.
That'll be rough.
Who's playing on Thanksgiving? We got Detroit and who?
Oh, I'd have to look that up. I haven't had much of a chance to look at some of these lineups. I've been following more college football than the NFL recently, but
so have I, because of our pick'em, and I just think that college football has been pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I mean, all these upsets and all these. You got Bears, Lions, Giants, Cowboys. Hell, the only game that really sounds any good is Dolphins, Packers.
And that it's supposed to be snowing in Green Bay with a real feel of like 20.
I mean, you got the Bears.
That's going to affect
Lions.
the Dolphins.
I mean, I think the Lions are heavy favorites. You got the Poop Boys and the Giants. You got two organizations.
The Giants and the Cowboys. they're two complete dumpster fires of teams this year.
Yeah.
That might end up being ugly football.
Ugly football. I'll watch it just because Drew Lock's playing, and I want to see how he does.
I'll watch it because it's football on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so
it's football on Thanksgiving, but I'm looking at the matchups this week in the NFL. You do have the Steelers and Bengals, which it's always fun watching those two go at it. But man, there's just you got the Eagles Ravens. That's going to be a good game to watch this week.
Cardinals Vikings. Both Cardinals are leading the West, so I mean
Cardinals Vikings will be a good one to watch. But yeah, there's
Niners and Bills on Sunday night.
Yeah, but is Purdy going to be back? Because the Niners were god awful without him.
He's questionable right now, is what they've got him listed at. So, but
questionable.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. The 49ers talk about needing quarterback starved. Their backup quarterback situation, not very good. They did not look very good the other night.
No, not good.
Not good at all.
No, he might have been better with Samuel back there just taking direct snaps. I don't know.
Run.
They were bad.
Run the Wildcat the whole game. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just another proof of what it's like in the NFL when you lose your top dog.
I am becoming more of an absolute fan and believer, and it was always kind of secondary because I wasn't a huge NFL fan of Lamar Jackson and what he's done this year.
He's so much fun to watch. I mean, he's just fun to watch play.
He only had this. They beat the Chargers by just a touchdown. And by the way, we'll talk later about the job Harbaugh's done in San Diego, which has been really good.
Yes, he has done a great job.
He looked like an MVP quarterback, but when you look at his stats at the end of the game, he only had 177 yards passing, but he had in only 15 yards rushing, but he had his hand in everything. I think someone told me he's got like 30 touchdowns and I don't even know what I'd have to look to see what his whole stats are, but he only has 3 interceptions on the year. And I saw a compilation. Here's all of Lamar Jackson's interceptions for the year. All 3 of them were balls that hit the receiver square in their hands, and they either dropped them or got ripped out of their hands. It's not like he doesn't overthrow. He doesn't miss windows. He is just the complete quarterback this year. And it's becoming a fan of him, a huge fan of Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he had 1, 2, 3. He was a part of 4 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
He had 8 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. And then it has that he listed has 4 I don't understand this on the stat sheet. Has 18 or 16 of 22, 177 yards, and says 2 TDs, then 1 Oh, my bad. I was looking at stupid. One of his TDs was 40 plus yards, and then he had his rushing TD. So he had 3 TDs, a hand in all of them. He scored me 31 points in fantasy and only had 177 yards.
Yeah. He's got 27 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the year.
That's phenomenal.
He's over 3,000 yards for the season with 4 games left to go.
He scored 0.02 less points than Sam Darnold, because I'm in a league where you start 2 quarterbacks. Sam Darnold scored 31.60. He scored 31.58. But Sam Darnold had 330 yards passing, but he only had 2 TDs, and they were passing. He had no rushing. But it's just crazy, the numbers. 177 yards, and you watch that game, which I watched a lot of that Ravens game. I mean, he was the absolute star on the field. I mean,
yeah, he is. This year, this normally this conversation would lead to Mahomes in the past. He is the best quarterback in the league this year. And you've got to say Sam Darnold might be the way he's played. And then Joe Burrow has played really well. That the Bengals defense is atrocious. Might be there up there as well, above even Mahomes, the way Mahomes has not played well this year. I don't think. They're still winning. But it's been impressive to see what Lamar Jackson has done.
This is going to sound weird, but Mahomes he looks like, I don't know, like he's got a weird body for a quarterback in a way. I mean, he doesn't even look like he's that in shape. I mean, he looks like he has a belly.
He doesn't look athletic this year.
No, he looks dumpy. I mean, I don't know. 2 Super Bowls in a row. I mean, I don't know. He got
not much of off seasons, those types of things.
Yeah, I mean,
that you can see it. It's in a lot of sports. They say that weighs on them because it takes away. The playoffs are a huge chunk of time that cut into a lot of people's off seasons and training methods, and the body just starts to not being able to recover as well.
No, and you're gonna. I mean, we'll see how far they go this year. I mean, they're gonna have a shot at. Maybe not. Maybe they won't make the Super Bowl, but I mean, they're gonna be in the playoffs. They're still. I mean, yeah.
And I've just thought in my head, how can we forget Jared Goff, the way he's played in Detroit?
I know. We didn't even bring him up as a quarterback.
Dan Campbell's been the best coach in the league again this year.
I will say the quarterback for the Redskins, I still can't say Commanders.
Jaden Daniels.
I mean, he's been fun to watch, and what a dynamite. Heck, even Arizona's quarterback has come back and played pretty decent this year. And but man, it's crazy the difference between good and bad in the NFL quarterback.
We were talking in the last couple of years about how bad quarterback play as a whole had been in the NFL in the last couple of years. I think the quarterback play in the NFL this year has elevated significantly. Even the bad quarterback play hasn't been awful. So you're always going to have those teams that aren't good and don't have, people complain a lot about Caleb Williams, but truth be told, he hasn't been awful. He's been a rookie in a bad situation.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing for a team it's got a lot of work still to do. When we're talking about quarterbacks, we have to bring up this guy, don't we? We have to talk about New York Jets quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers. Do we have to?
I mean,
considering everybody around him's getting fired but him.
Can we the best was that thing you guys put in. He said to him, well, it's been good working with you, just in case that's what they're doing, and he's fired.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, my God. I mean, the New York Jets has been not the greatest organization for several years anyway, but this has just made it even worse to me. I mean, they can't bring him back, right?
The plan is to bring him back next year, and I don't see how you can. They haven't been good at all,
and he hasn't been good.
No, he hasn't been. The GM they got. It was funny. It's just we talk about it. Both New York teams under that pressure cooker of the New York media are not well-run organizations. You can show the GM after the GM got fired. Apparently, the story is that Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, flew in on a helicopter to the practice field, landed the helicopter on a secondary practice field, walked over and fired the GM. And the GM says there was this huge, massive feeling of relief because I couldn't work under Woody Johnson anymore. And apparently the guy went fishing. He was fishing within an hour somewhere. I had a beer and I was fishing within the hour after getting fired. So, I
mean, doesn't those contracts, I mean, they got to pay him.
Yeah, they're contracted to pay him. So unless there's a buyout included where they could say, or like the GM or someone could buy out the rest of his contract to get out of it, but the owner's on the hook for, if they fire him, they're on the hook for the whole thing. So
I'd have been
sitting at home making.
I'd have been fishing with a cooler beer too. Good for him.
Yeah, still got a I got a $10 million check coming my way at some point. I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
So,
man, the money being made in sports, and
we're in the wrong business.
Well, we're just at the wrong level.
Yeah, well, I just need, private schools, not even that much either. So, but
oh well, yeah. The pay isn't why we do this, Kevin. Come on.
No, it is not.
It's when I see one of those kids that I coached 15 years ago at Crystal, and I'm walking through Walmart and I hear Coach Jarvis, and they come up and about knock me down. That's when I go, yeah, I guess this was worth it.
Yep. Those and getting the wedding invitations later in life when they think enough of you to include you on their wedding.
I've been to a few of those. Yep, that's a interesting time. I've even been invited to reunions of groups from Crystal, and that's been a blast. I've went to a couple.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
So, yep. Well, we're gonna go take our second break of the night. We'll come back for segment 3. We've got some Thanksgiving themed stuff we're going to talk about when we come back.
Look at me. We can't go without talking about food at Thanksgiving tomorrow. We'll talk more about it when we come back. So
yes.
Coach's Box will be right back. We're going to talk a little Thanksgiving. See you in a few.
And we're back because I'm an idiot and accidentally played the ending credits instead of the second set of commercials. So we're going to wait for Jarvis to come back here in just a minute when he figures out what's going on. And he's not, because we're about, a minute short of those commercials. Let's see what his face looks like. But when he comes back, we're going to talk a couple of Thanksgiving things and talk about some of our favorite things about Thanksgiving. But I'm going to use this moment here for just a second. I'm going to say we're going to sending out from the coach's box some prayers to the Brown family, those of Colin Brown, a local high school hockey player who was shot while riding in a car with his dad on Interstate 55, passed away earlier today. It's very tragic and very sad thing to see that has happened in this world, especially to a young teenager, and things that things that should have been prevented and things that shouldn't have happened, especially to somebody so young. So we at the Coach's Box, on behalf of all the guys, would like to send our prayers out to that, to the Brown family and the CBC hockey family on the loss of Colin. So,
man, we ain't get a few more sponsors so that commercial lasts a little longer.
Well, I played the ending credits and realized it about 30 seconds in, so I hit the wrong button.
Oh my gosh, Chris is going to be disappointed in you.
Oh well, then make him show up next time. But I just used a couple of minutes while you were coming back to send out some prayers and well-beings to the Brown family. Colin Brown, the hockey player from CBC that was shot while riding on 55, who passed away earlier today. So just saying a little bit of something about that, that's kind of something that's been very big in the news here in St. Louis. And you never like to see it as a coach. All of us are coaches of teenage athletes. I have never want to get that phone call about one of my own athletes at some point, and we send all the prayers to the CBC and the St. Louis hockey and the Brown family during this tragic time. So,
yeah, what a terrible terrible thing.
Yep.
Man, we're gonna go from that to talking about being thankful about. But yeah.
There's a lot in this situation. There's still a lot to be thankful of because we do have those and what he's done.
What's he saying? X handle it. Let me in.
There he is. And he's here.
Ask and you shall receive.
The last segment, he strolls in.
Hey, listen, man.
He shows up as soon as I hit the ending credits instead of the.
I saw it. Don't worry. I literally opened up everything. I'm waiting for my computer to load. I'm like, all right, see where these guys are. All right, we'll be right back. Ending credits. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's not that hard. It's like pushing a red freaking button. But hey, that's all right. Hey, it happens. I've been there, done that.
It's like Kevin said. I mean, you should be here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, how many times have you done that? No, that's what I thought. Yeah, let's walk away from that one.
In my defense, Chris, there used to be 2 commercials. And I always reached the second one. I didn't realize we were down to 1. So that was on me. So
well, I mean, we actually do have another sponsor, and I'm in the process of trying to get a commercial cut for them right now. We do have another one that's going to be joining us. And it's one of my favorite hobbies ever. No, not farming. So it's not farmersonly.com or anything crazy like that. One of my favorite hobbies is collecting cards. So I will say that it's going to be is a business that actually does cards and collectibles. I'll leave it at that. But I'm really excited about it. And that's like right in my wheelhouse. Just like
you ever stop in a little card shop there in Piedmont?
The card shop in Piedmont. Which one? Where's that at? Is in the storage place?
No, it's right downtown now. There's a guy, I guess he's originally from New York, and I sat there and talked to him for an hour or so one time last summer when I was down there, and I bought some cards. He put them in a thing to protect them because he goes, that one's probably going to be worth some money out of it. Yeah.
Well, there used to be like all those storage
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, the guy who sold cards was actually had a shop. So he'd raise his garage door of his storage shed, and it had like a screen door and everything on it, and he had a card shop in there. So I would get a couple bucks, whatever. Like, hey, ask my grandma or something. Like, hey, can I have $5? I go in there and try to find a card. He also had comic books. I mean, it was fun. So no, I haven't seen that.
There's one down there. It's the guy's pretty nice. He has a back room where he has all kinds of autographs, like jerseys and stuff. Awesome. I had a good time talking to him.
I mean, I'm going to be pretty excited once everything's finalized, just because, I mean, this is it's a local business, and we're all about supporting them. And I know a lot of people who are on the coaches box have bought cards from there. So that's great. I mean, whatever money comes in is, for the sponsors, probably going to go right back out at some point for maybe some cards. So I can't say too much about it, but no, it's great. And again, it's all about supporting local business. So if you're interested and you're watching, you don't have to be a local business. Hell, if you want to support, we've got a great following, like nationwide, believe it or not. I mean, we have a great following. We have Greenville Sports Media, which Kevin or I have been doing videos for the SEC previews. I mean, the coaches box is kind of expanding out a little bit.
So that's why the Greenville Sports Media guy commented there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Braves fan. I guess I'll let that slide.
Well, I mean, they're from that part of the country. So
that's kind of cool that people in other states actually listen to us. That's scary.
Listen and watch. I mean,
when you travel, Jason, people may recognize you at some point.
Man, I'm
true. At some point.
Are you that dude, that good-looking dude on the coach's body? Yeah,
no, that's Miller. So that's what'll happen. We've got the Real Fresh channel, which is out of Canada, and they help support us, and even one of the guys is on the show. He's a big Blues fan, So it's kind of cool that we have there's this connection of podcasters. We all try to help each other out a little bit and promote each other. So it's not trying to make any money.
Oh, believe me, I know when you're doing it, when you're promoting, because my phone goes murr, murr, murr.
Well,
murr.
then turn the
What?
notifications off, Grandpa.
like,
That's all you got to do.
I'm like, what is
I
going
tell the
on?
teenagers, just turn your notifications off.
Yeah, put
well,
on
then
silent.
I might miss something.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you.
What are you, a sophomore?
It's on. It is.
Gotta get my streaks,
but
bro.
I would never answer a thing on the Coach's Box chat if I did not have that on. I would never. Yeah.
I mean,
I turn off all my social media. I leave the messenger and the phone and the text message. It's the only notifications I have on. So,
well,
So, Chris, we were going to use this third segment. We were going to talk a little Thanksgiving stuff. And now it's nice. We got a third person here. Break some ties if we have something here. So.
All right, so go ahead, Kevin. You're running the show, man. I'm just here.
All right. So tomorrow, the most important thing about tomorrow is the food. Am I right? Well, the Thanksgiving of the food. Yeah, but the food outside of that, yes.
Food, football.
Food and football, yes. Food, football, and family.
I guess it should be food, family. Family should be the first.
Family. Jason says food first. That there you go. And that's why the better looking one. Sorry, Jason. I mean,
but you've got turkey to start. You've got turkey as the main entree. We'll go with that. What is your favorite side? And it can be specific. It's like my Aunt Linda's, whatever. You could go that route.
Mashed potatoes or smashed potatoes.
Smashed potatoes?
Yeah. Smashed or mashed. It's one of the two. That's what you got to go with. With the turkey.
All right.
And it's what it is.
Jason?
He's going to say something crazy. He's going to say stuffing. I'm calling it now. Jason says stuffing.
No, I said it. No. I look like I've been stuffed. I know, but I'm not.
So many jokes and not
enough time.
Not enough time.
My favorite side, man, that's tough, but it used to be before, bless her soul. But my grandmother, Grandma Carol, which is my mom's mom, which we are. Hey, that's what I get to do over Thanksgiving is I get to clean out her house because my uncle did pass away in February and we finally got a dumpster. But anyway, her mac and cheese, I don't know what she did with that mac and cheese, but there was something about it. And my aunt makes it. My mom can make it, but they still can't make it quite like Grandma did. And it's when you bake it and it's crispy on the top. Oh, man. Mac and cheese, that's my favorite. My mom does also make corn casserole, which Dylan would devour. So that's his favorite. I know that, but it's pretty good too.
I'm out on corn. I'm not a big corn. No, I mean, I like vegetable
this casserole has cheese. It has cornbread. There's corn in it, but yeah, there's a lot of fattening stuff in it.
I got to go, Chris. There's a certain version of stuffing that is my favorite side.
Okay.
My Aunt Sandy, and other people have made it, but I've only had her version of it. She makes White Castle stuffing.
Okay.
She gets the White Castle
burgers.
So
I have heard this. Yes, go ahead.
She gets the White Castle burgers. She cuts them up, and she makes stuffing out of the burgers. It is legit.
Wow. I've heard this.
Very interested about this.
Do they stuff it in the turkey?
No, she makes it as a separate stuffing.
Okay.
It's like a side stuffing.
Okay.
So
but it's made out. How many sliders does it take?
It depends on how big a one that sometimes it depends on how much you're making. I've never seen her make it. I know she makes it. I can see the empty boxes of White Castle off to the side after she does make it. So, but it is legit.
It Castle with cheese or no cheese?
No cheese. No cheese.
Hmm.
So that is.
And I have heard of this before, Kevin. I've never had it. It's
pretty specific, but yes, I'm a big fan of that. And you never know what she'll find something during the year each year. Some years she'll make it, some years she won't, but it's a big deal when she makes it And she makes the White Castle stuffing. We love.
Does everybody celebrate? And they're like, "Oh my gosh, let's go!" Like that? Is that what happens, or is it just
no?
like,
Because we're not
awesome.
Because we're not crazy, ridiculously dumb. We're just like, oh, good, it's that.
Crazy ridiculous stuff. All right, that's fair. I'll eat
So,
them. That's fine.
Yeah, but man, why does she get a choice in making it or not? I mean, if it's that popular, she needs to make it.
They host Thanksgiving every year, so you host, you get to decide.
Oh well, that's I guess that.
But
Yeah.
everything my Aunt Sandy makes is really good, so nobody's ever upset that something's not there. So
there you go. My mom tried something new tonight. It was Tony Sasseray, which is Cajun seasoning, but Tony Sasseray stuffing. And I was like, okay, I like spicy food. I'll go with this. I'm not a big stuffing guy. I don't like it. I really like.
Kidding me? You don't like stuffing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'd rather eat the turkey that she injected with Tony Sasseray butter and let it marinate overnight.
Yeah.
So it basically was oozing the butter when she put it in the oven. Oh my God. So good.
Now, see, I mean, some people just aren't turkey fans. Like I like turkey, but I mean, it's not like, oh my God,
Listen, if you never had deep fried turkey with
I've had
turkey,
deep fried turkey.
The turkey has to be injected with butter. So basically, as it's sweating itself out, cooking, it's the butter that's coming out of it.
Yes.
I'm telling you, Jason, it will change your freaking life. I mean,
I've had fried turkey, but I don't know that it had that much butter in it.
Listen, no. It's like going to the altar and finding Jesus and getting saved. That's what I'm telling you that your butter injected turkey will do to your life. It will change everything. It'll be like, ham sucks. I'm in for the turkey. Look, we got another person popped in.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Bring it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And he's here.
The sports caravan is here. Look at this guy. I'd seen him in what, months?
Months.
All right. Jim, you got to catch up. You got real quick. Favorite Thanksgiving side?
Oh, green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole.
No.
Man, wait till we go to least favorite side.
I know. You just said a vegetable.
Green beans. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I like green bean casserole, but the best side?
Best side? Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. No, mashed
it depends
potatoes.
on, I guess. Worst side.
Worst side?
Yes.
Yams.
Or least favorite side, I should say.
Yams.
Hey,
yams.
Mine are the yams that are cooked with the marshmallows on top of them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely I'm out.
Yeah.
Total out. Total out.
I don't like the yams, but I was gonna say the canned cranberry crap or whatever.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I'm out on that.
That's the only way to eat cranberry sauce.
No, it's terrible.
No, it's horrible.
It's awful.
Here's the only way to eat it. You put it in the trash can. Done.
The cranberry stuff?
Done. Yeah. Listen, it went
That
from
cranberry
a
stuff's terrible.
pure meat and potatoes kind of guy like me, not you guys, too fancy over here. Meat, potatoes, rolls. You can have some mac and cheese. That's it. That's your Thanksgiving. You're done. You don't need anything else. You're done. You're done. That's it. Perfect.
I don't know who he voted for, but anyway. So
absolutely,
you can't wait. You can't. No,
make your Thanksgiving great. Perfect.
No, not perfect.
Hey, hold on.
You got to have desserts.
Yeah,
pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
I didn't say. Wait. I didn't have to bring up dessert. This is my dinner. This is what I want. Meat, preferably buttered turkey. We already discussed why I want a turkey.
Listen,
that's what I want.
All right, I'm the one that's running the show tonight, so we're on my topics. Even though I played the wrong commercials.
Hold on, you're gonna get big timed here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ron Rhodes wants to know where Big Time is. Daddy's home. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, he said.
Hey, Ron Rhodes is in Herky. We got to get him on the show sometime.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to get off hours here in a minute.
Yeah.
Boy,
All right.
let's go.
We kind of half mentioned it. We'll go through it real quick. Favorite dessert?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Cheesecake.
Pumpkin pie. Oh,
I had both
I'll take
tonight.
cheesecake.
I had both.
My brother Michael's wife, Teresa, makes cheesecake, homemade cheesecake, and it will be there tomorrow, and it will get devoured. So that is really good. And then my mom makes, and I don't even like these sweet potatoes, but it's this sweet potato casserole thing.
Ooh.
It's got pecans on it, and then it's got this, and it's sugar-free. Well, somewhat, I guess. But
fake sugar.
It's got these pecans on it. Then it's got this sauce on top of the sweet potato. And I don't like sweet potatoes, but in this, boy.
Really good.
I'll be sick. I will be sick tomorrow. I will eat so much food.
For the boys here, can I say something about the award I got last week?
No, we're gonna go ahead and jump in. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Boys.
Yeah.
So
we
had a plan, and luckily you jumped in so we could have big time on the back.
We would like to, the coaches box the guys, and we'll speak for Zach since he's not here either. We would like to congratulate you, Jim, on you received an award from Misha this past year for your service to both high school sports and to the association over all these years. So congratulating you for all of the support that you've given them in God knows how many sports. It seems like it's all of them. But I cannot, and I'm going to pardon me, I cannot remember the exact name of the guy the award is named after, but you received your award during the one of the championship games of soccer, high school soccer championships on Saturday. And we, as a coaches box, wanted to congratulate you formally on getting this award and earning it over all your years of service. So congrats to you, Jim.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you actually earned your nickname big time.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say it looked like you had a good time. Saw all the pictures and everything. Like I said on a couple of comments, and I saw a lot of people's comments on there, and you're one of those guys that has one of the biggest hearts I know when it comes to high school sports, and I'm happy for you.
Yep.
Thank you,
as
guys.
Much crap as what we give you. You earned it.
Well, I mean, listen, you've called like every kind of sport for Misha. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to like. I mean, you left a big hole for them to fill, Jim. So I don't know what they're going to. They're probably going to call me, and I'm going to say I can't fill the shoes of Jim Powers. Okay, I'm going to have to respectfully.
He didn't say they're going to call him.
I'm going to have to respectfully decline. Dr. Ruck said
they're going to call him, but not to do this.
I can't. And she's gonna be like, no. I called you because you didn't do your rules test. I'm sorry. I forgot to do it.
Hold on. They're gonna call Chris and say, "Hey, could you think you could talk Jim Powers out of retiring on this?"
Hold on. There has already been that time of conversation. I will be at football next week.
Look at that.
Driving me nuts. I don't know why, but
you'll be at basketball in March.
No.
You'll be
that is in all seriousness, the award that they gave me, it's the Mount Mays Distinguished Service Award. Mal is the unbelievable person that keeps everybody legal at Misha. He's their lawyer.
He's their
And
lawyer.
he does so many incredible things. But to get the award that I got, I got the email or the letter actually. So I get a letter and I'm like, it's from Misha. So I'm thinking, okay, who do I owe back taxes to, or what am I doing?
Back taxes.
Back taxes. And so I read the letter, and it's literally sitting right here in front. I have it sitting here by my laptop. This award that I got is not for me. It's for the kids. It's for the coaches, the administrators. It's for everybody else because you know what? I do what I do, and you guys know this. Chris, Jason, and Kevin, you guys know the direction I go with this. I could give two craps less about controversy or this, that, and the other thing. I care about the kids. And that's where I got this award. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And it was awesome to get it. It was such an unbelievable atmosphere with that match. And Kevin, guess what? You get the Smet and the U-High in the Class 4 championship. That atmosphere at halftime for that, I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah. So,
Go
so
ahead.
Misha did a great job picking a site for that after the damage that had happened at Soccer Park. Lindenwood was the next best site in St. Louis to host that thing in. So, and a lot of that created that environment.
I mean, Soccer Park was cool when I was there. That one time I watched a soccer game. One time I watched a soccer game, watched St. Pius play state championship. I was there. I heard Jim Powers because Jim Powers is everywhere when it came to Misha. He's always doing games. So I heard him in the background calling the game, and I was a part of that. And it was a great experience that I never have to ever do again because it was a soccer game. I crossed that one off the list. So I've done it. High school soccer game, done. Now, the only thing left in soccer that I need to do is go watch St. Louis City SC one time. And that's it. One time, that's it, to fulfill my Ted Lasso soccer itch. By the way, I think they're coming out with another season of it. I'm really excited about that. Look at this guy waving the flag. It's backwards, upside down. Upside down.
And backwards.
Backwards. Still backwards.
It's right. He's got the mirrored camera on.
It's mirrored cameras. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey, hold on. Jarvis.
Uh-oh. Call him out.
Would you like to comment, please, on the last 5 minutes?
What of your award?
Yes.
I already did. I gave you.
I know.
What? It's big time award, man. You're big time. Big time.
Hold on. Jason Jarvis is other big time because
I'm not big time on anything, man.
Wait, he's the most recognizable face on the coach's box. Didn't you know?
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he walks around and people are like, "Hey, I know that guy."
That guy.
Wait,
that guy spits out excellence. That's what he does.
That guy says a lot of shit he shouldn't on there because look at him go. Kevin's like, damn it, we were fine. We didn't have any bad words. And then Miller comes on and
shows up.
Jason, the first two segments were internet gold.
Yeah, I mean, of course they were. Me and you, man. We have to
then me and Jim showed up and we ruined it.
And then I hit the ending credits and it all went down. I should have just let the ending credits play out and just ended it there.
I mean, yeah. I'm starting to think that who drove home, Chris? Were you riding on the way back from Annapolis? Or?
No, man. I was driving.
Oh, okay.
All right. So if everybody wants to play the game, Number 1, Jason, Kevin,
What?
and Chris.
Okay, that's all 3 of us. Yes.
We wish all of you the best ever Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Everybody is going to enjoy family, enjoy friends.
Excuse me.
I had family in town tonight.
No, you did?
Oh, stop it, Jason. And aunt and uncle from down Little Rock, which Saturday turned into the Holy War within the family. With Arkansas and Mizzou. But we were all hanging out, talking a little bit, especially with Aunt's dad passing away a year ago, literally over the last couple weeks. So great time, great hanging out with them. And we got a lot of fun stuff coming up over the next couple weeks. So there, I've spoken. And Jarvis, love you, brother. You're the man.
Oh, God, I'm the man. Chris?
Nobody else is the man? Thanks. Whatever. Fine.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Have you played basketball yet?
No, we haven't played a game yet. No.
Haven't played. When's your first game?
Monday.
Hey, I mean, you could get beat.
Where you got?
You could get beat by 21. I mean,
Jason, stop. Everybody stop.
Hold on. We lost by 15 and had 30 turnovers.
Guys.
We did not do well.
Jim, everybody, just stop. We're playing Sykeston.
Hey, good luck.
We're playing Sykeston. So I don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about any of you guys in your games, because if again, I love my kids. They're great. We aren't where we need to be. And I'm very open about telling them that. And I don't care who's watching this and you tell them that, because I tell them that on the regular.
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, everybody. Anne's checking in.
Hey, Ann. So I'm going to say right now, I might have to tell Coach Hollifield, like, listen, here's $50. Let's not make things worse. Sykeston is so good. They're well coached.
Really good.
They have players.
Hey guys, I'm out.
Well, we know they're better coached. I mean,
that doesn't.
See you, Jim. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Bye, Jim. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Love you guys.
Later, big time.
So yeah, we're up against it.
So
yeah.
He made my night.
Jim was a little extra tonight.
Jim was a little emotional.
He was a little emotional. Yes, he was.
But, yeah, they were celebrating. He was
celebrating.
Yeah,
celebrating his award.
I would too. I mean, I didn't celebrate when I won my award. I just like whatever. It's fine. Here,
I haven't won an award, so.
What?
Yeah, wait. You haven't won best coach ever in Jefferson County? I thought we voted on that already.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, that's awkward.
Jason beat me in that vote.
No.
I'm not getting that.
Bruce gets that. If anybody Bruce gets it, he ain't even in the damn county.
He gets it every year. Guy shows up.
Jason got a chance as long as Bruce is
as
still
your
around.
Bruce assistant won it one year.
Little Penny. Is Little Penny coaching this year?
That's
question.
Half.
Hey, Hassan, what you got over there? That's what I thought.
So, well.
Hey, my assistant's been coach of the year. What do you do?
You ask the coach of the year what advice they have, and you go.
I do that a lot.
There you go. See, it's good. It's a good move, Jason. Really good move.
Well,
what's last on the agenda here, Kevin?
We kind of finished it up.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
Well, hey, congratulations to. Hey, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just happened to see some breaking news that our brand new all-time wins leader in Blues history for wins as a goalie is now Jordan Bennington.
Yes.
152.
Congrats. Yes.
Hey,
passed up his agent, Mike Lute.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
His agent is Mike. His agent is Mike Lute.
That's perfect.
Yeah, well, Braves, we don't want to talk about the Braves. How about this coaching change with the Blues and the results so far?
Well, I mean, it was a 3-0 shutout. And Benner gets the record on a shutout, and they're playing a lot better. I hope they continue to do that, and maybe make some hay. I want to see it happen.
That's 6 straight periods of really good hockey under Montgomery.
I think it was the right move to make. I think they needed somebody in there who could relate with players. And I wasn't a Bannister fan. I get it. You had to do it, whatever. It was an agreement that we all agreed we didn't want to see Berube get canned, but in hockey, hell, everybody gets canned. I mean, it's just you keep your bags packed as a hockey coach, and it's going to happen at some point. It doesn't matter what you do. But I think it was the right move. I'm kind of over here wondering, like, again, we compare the Blues to the Cardinals and how things are done. And Army's going to be like, okay, hey, we're just going to get rid of this guy because we want that guy. We could have got at least 5 managers for the Cardinals who were a lot better than Ollie, and we're not.
It's sitting out there right now with Skip Schumacher being available.
Yeah,
to be able to make that move.
Perfect. Hey, Moselak, I know you're watching. Let's make this happen. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Make it happen. It's not gonna happen.
No,
So,
he's got to make that happen. Plus, we got to get some players. Like,
hey, by the way,
you're going to get a bunch of prospects when you trade off Arenado to somebody.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he could be a Yankee. I just saw this evening he could be a Tiger. So there's some options there. Everybody wants him. I hope we pillage their farm system when that happens. Brandon Crawford decided to hang it up, so that's good. That means one less guy who doesn't need to be filling a 40-man roster spot is now not there. I know he was DFA'd, but that's okay. We won't re-sign him.
On the coaching staff at some point.
Well, I mean, he might be great as a coach.
I mean, have we re-signed Ron Rhodes' favorite, Matt Carpenter, yet? No.
I mean, he could be a coach before it's all said and done too.
No.
But I mean, it's pretty interesting, man. I think the MLB hot stove is heating up. I'm curious to see. I mean, Blake Snell, you guys didn't talk about that, did you?
Yeah, Blake Snell going to the Dodgers.
Yes. You did. I'm sorry.
And we talked about how basically, in my son Dylan, we were watching it down here in the basement. He goes, oh my God, Blake Snell just went across the bottom of ESPN ticker, and he goes, if they get Juan Soto, I'm done with baseball. I'm never watching it. I go, what? He goes, I'm serious, Dad. Why watch it? It's stupid.
Yeah. That and the Dodgers have about $1 billion in deferred contracts at the moment.
It's pretty wild. I mean, how they can do that and nobody else has figured that out.
Isn't that eventually going to catch up to you?
I mean, the check does come due. Didn't you watch Doctor Strange?
Well, I'm just
saying many times.
Unless it's negotiated out again, then they're going to be paying. There's going to be 35 Bobby Bonias that are going to be getting $2 million
a year. I'll take the check now. Thank you.
I mean, Bobby Bonilla was way before his time with that deal, man. Smart stuff.
What you got to do? Hey, real quick, does Michigan stand any chance this weekend?
No.
So, none.
No,
none.
What percentage chance do you give them?
Is there a negative percentage chance?
No,
they don't stand a chance.
Now, do I wish they would beat Jim's favorite team? Yes, but no.
And for all the people who are tuning in who are ex-followers from Ohio State, I am very neutral on this.
I'm not.
I'm not kidding. I actually want to see him lose. I just want to, just because I know it gets Jim wound up. But Yeah.
We've got to go with Jason's pick on this one because Jason is flat out running away with our pick'em league, our college football pick'em league.
Yeah. Whatever.
What
pick
are we talking about?
Yeah, well, the college football pick'em.
I'm
one
done
where,
pretty well.
Yeah, Jim hasn't actually picked anybody in the last 8 weeks.
I think he gave
but
up.
we dropped the lowest score, so one of those zeros is dropped. So,
but what do you got? 7 of them.
I did pick. If we're gonna go to a game that you want to talk about, the one I had problems with, and I took Texas, but I wanted to take Texas A&M.
I thought about it.
I wanted to take Texas A&M. I just like the way they play that quarterback. I just like them.
In an effort to try to catch up and move up, I had to pick something different. I did take A&M in that game.
Yeah,
just because at this point, if I get it wrong, I'm losing anyway. And so I had to pick something different. So I went with a couple of underdogs. K-State beating Iowa State. So a couple of those.
I actually forgot that I had that window pulled up on mine. Would you say you took K-State over who?
Over Iowa State, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I took in that game. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I mean, I took a few upsets this week. I took South Carolina over Clemson.
I did take South Carolina.
I just feel
I took Florida State over Florida.
What?
It's at Florida State. It's at Florida State. I had to try to make a splash. I did take Florida State.
That's a splash, all right.
Yeah,
you might be right, but I wouldn't.
I didn't take that one.
No.
You took Kansas State over Iowa State. I didn't take that one either.
Well, I needed to pick some upsets. I'm not going to catch up by picking all favorites if everybody else is going to do it. So,
well, I mean, I have 214 wins.
You have a 16-point lead with like 2 weeks left to go. You would have to completely forget a week.
I'm not forgetting a week because
I forgot a week.
Did you?
Yeah, that's why
you're fall forward, aren't you?
No, that's Zach. That's always Zach.
That's always Zach. My God, what am
I am always Bruno Bears. It's just
Bruno Bears, yes, and he's 91 wins. I love his name. I can't help it. That one's good. 91 wins. I mean, you had no question who that was.
Yeah. So,
I mean, really, can you imagine what our predictions for them are going to be this coming year? It's depressing.
Yeah.
Like Dylan said, I'd almost rather watch NBA basketball right now than watch the Cardinals. Whoops, almost slipped that.
Almost.
Gosh,
that's rough.
Been good all day. I've been good all day. That was
that's
my
fair.
first slip.
Right. Get one here there. All right, Kevin, I think that's you can call that a show if you want to go and wrap things up.
216 episodes.
I know, haven't been kicked off the air yet. It's awesome
that we know of.
Badass, if you ask me.
There's still 19 people watching us at this point.
Yeah, and we'll have more show up later on. We don't have anybody watching on Facebook right now, but I mean, listen, when you're out with family, this is that time of the year when everybody's kind of doing those things, and we know that our viewership will not be right there live. But hey, the great thing about our show and our channel is you can go back and watch it later for a grand total of $0 freaking dollars. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure you get that opportunity.
Like the Dodgers, to make this better for you, we will defer any of that until 300 episodes.
Yeah, so when Jason's a grandpa in a couple of years, that's when the bill will come due.
A couple of years? Shut your mouth, dude.
In
a couple of years, man. No way.
Uncle Weston will be a sixth grader.
I don't want none of that.
Oh, this will be great. I can't wait.
I don't want to be a grandpa for a while.
I can't wait till that happens. Jason, I'm gonna rip you so bad. It's so funny. It's
awesome. For being a grandpa?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the greatest thing of your life. You'll be excited about it at the same time. It's like, but you're grandpa, Jason.
But I'll be retired and you'll still be working.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
And Weston will be in 6th grade.
You never know.
And Weston will be, about 6th grade. You're right.
Oh, Lord. Too much fun.
So
I'll have so much fun with his coaches.
Oh, Lord.
So, all right.
All those things that have been done to me will be right back in the back of my senile head, and I'll just be doing them.
That's
okay.
Well, I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow with family, football, and food. Maybe
there we go.
food,
You got the right
football.
order there, family. We should have put food second, then football. But
yeah, so
it's all right.
But I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving, and look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
Oh, by the way, how did you get this X handle on your and Jim's?
When you type your name in and put your name,
in.
Oh, I just have always. Oh my gosh, Jarvis.
Wow.
I just thought you had to do it or something. I just thought it always said Jarvis.
No, Jason. No, it's not it.
Man, I'm gonna put my X.
Kevin, send us home.
On that note,
I'm gonna be cool like them,
week.
Kevin.
Episode 217. See you then.
At Jughead 67. See ya.
This episode of the Coach's Box Call It Like We See It podcast is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's more fun when you're off the rails.